Hey everybody, Rebecca here for another couple of videos that I'm planning to film tonight. I wanted to at least get another couple of videos done and uploaded to YouTube before I head to Sweden for my next trip over to see the hubs. And on the docket tonight we have, firstly, I'm going to give you a update on the second job that I had applied for, and then I'm going to make an update video for my progress on my financial goals that I set for 2023. Ideally, I would have liked to have made that video at the end of June so it could be a 6-month update, but that didn't happen. So yeah, here we are. It's a little late for the mid-year low spend and financial goals update for 2023, but I'm going to get it done tonight. Better late than never, right? So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Rebecca. I am documenting my journey to reach financial independence and retire early here on YouTube. I have been on YouTube since 2018, and my life has taken so many left turns since I started this YouTube channel, and yeah, the left turns just keep coming because, to be honest with y'all, I went back and watched my 2023 financial goals videos that I had made and put out there, and yeah, even going back to watch those, knowing how things have changed from then when I filmed the videos around the end of 2022 until now, honestly, it was a little bit depressing for me because the biggest change was the fact that me and my husband had just assumed that it would be no issue getting him over to the United States. He is Swedish, I am American, and the plan was to immigrate him over here while I still work my way towards financial independence, and then once I got to that point, we would assess whether or not we stay here or move back to Sweden. Both of us knowing that likely we would retire early in Sweden, but yeah, all of that just got changed, and it was sad to see how hopeful I was, really, about that situation moving forward, and things have changed, but I'll get to that when I get to the financial goals update video, which I am filming after this one. This video is the second job update. I figured I would do this one first because I thought it would be the fastest one to film. So, if you've been following me on the channel, then you know that I recently applied for a travel job position that I found listed that was local, that worked with the current hours that I do at my full-time job, such that I could work my full-time job and in addition work this full-time job on the weekend for the travel contract length, which was 13 weeks. And I could do both jobs, have double income, and, you know, be done after the 13 weeks unless I had extended for whatever reason. But long story short, with that situation, by the time I got into the system for this travel company that I was working with, an offer had been extended to another applicant. So I had heard that the travel ultrasound positions here in North Carolina were pretty flooded. If you're new to the channel, I work in healthcare. I do ultrasound for a living, and I work third shift right now. And I have a full-time job, 3 12-hour shifts during the week. But I was hoping to also be able to do this weekend job for Saturday, Sunday, Monday nights, which again, 12-hour shifts. It would have been a lot of work, but it would have also been a lot of income. So I was willing to do that, but yeah, by the time I actually got into the travel system, an offer was already extended to another applicant. So basically, I missed out on that opportunity. But that's not to say that it couldn't become available again after the 13-week period is up for whoever took this job. They may not extend, so this place may not have a permanent technologist in after the 13 weeks, and if not, then, you know, they'll likely be in the position where they need a travel technologist to come in and fill in temporarily. So if that ends up being the case, I could always apply for it again later, and I'm in the system now for the most part, so I should be able to get my application pushed through a lot faster than what I did this time. So the travel job that I had applied for did not work out, at least for now. However, I did actually come across another job that I applied for and interviewed for. So I was cruising through the ultrasound job listings in my area. I am in the Charlotte area of North Carolina, if you weren't aware. And I came across this listing for a veterinary sonographer. And fun fact about me, if you are really OG on the channel, then you know this, but before I went into ultrasound for people, I worked as a veterinary technician, a registered veterinary technician for years, and I was in the veterinary world. The first time I went to college, I got my associate's degree in veterinary technology, and I worked as a vet tech for 5.5 years before ultimately deciding to go back to college and pursue ultrasound for people as my career. And yeah, I've been doing ultrasound now for 11 years. So the vet tech background is there. I no longer have my veterinary technician license. I did let it lapse because I wasn't assuming that I was going to ever need that degree again. But I came across that listing for a veterinary sonographer that was needed in the Charlotte area, and I was like, oh my God, that is the perfect fit for me. I could hopefully do this job in addition to the full-time job that I already have a little bit of an extra income, and then just how cool would it be to do ultrasounds on animals as my side hustle instead of taking on a second job in ultrasound? So I applied for the job, interviewed for the job the next day, and they definitely wanted me. I don't know if y'all noticed, but the listed salary on that position was pretty darn high. So yeah, I interviewed for the job the next day and they wanted me, but the catch was they wanted one person for the Charlotte area that they could hire full time to do the job. And I did not want to give up my current job. Y'all know, if you've been with me for a while, I mean, I really do have some golden handcuffs at my current job right now. I am part of a retention bonus program right now, and y'all know that my job, it does pay well. I mean, I share my budgets here on the channel. Y'all know this. And taking the veterinary sonographer job would have been a bit of a change. Now, I don't normally show my paychecks here on YouTube when I do my budgets, but just as a ballpark figure here, with no overtime at my current job, because I'm a third shifter, so I get a third shift differential, and that helps a lot when it comes to my income. I currently gross around $90,000 a year. So that is good pay for an ultrasound technologist in the area with my level of experience and the registries that I have, etc., etc. It's good pay. So on top of that, I am also part of a retention bonus program right now. Now that's spread out over a few years, but you know, it was something to consider. If I was to quit this job, then I would be giving that up. And furthermore, the salary that they had listed for that ultrasound technologist for the veterinary sonographer, the $60,000 to $120,000 a year, is very much dependent on how much you want to work. So when I interviewed for that position, it turns out, and I had a feeling it might be this way, but it turns out that it is a position that is not an hourly wage like I earn right now. It is based upon the number of scans that you do. So the person who is doing this job currently, she is earning about $100,000 a year, and she is full-time doing this. That's all she does. So you earn $100 per pet scanned, and you also get $50 per week for reimbursement for your cell phone and laptop usage while you're working for the company. You also get $16 per case reimbursement for every scan that you do, because this is a mobile position. It is for the Charlotte area, but what happens is you are in control of your schedule. There's a lot of autonomy in the job, which ended up being appealing for me. But You schedule the ultrasounds at the different veterinary practices around Charlotte, and you go to these different practices, set up shop, so to speak, do your ultrasounds for the day at that practice, and then move on to the next practice. So it is a mobile job. I believe that the salary that they listed was accurate, but if you wanted to get towards the higher end of that $120,000 a year, I'm thinking you're probably going to be working 6 days a week. Now, 6 days a week to do veterinary ultrasound, work with dogs and cats again, it was tempting. I won't lie. But the other catch with this position was that they have a 401k, but there is no match, and there is no health insurance with this company. This is a small company that is trying to grow, and so I would be responsible for getting my own health insurance. If I took this job, I would have to quit the current job that I have and just go whole hog into veterinary ultrasound. And while I thought about it, the fact is, for me to make that kind of money in veterinary ultrasound, I would be working 6 days a week, and it would be a lot of travel, and I just can't justify what would end up being basically an even trade. I think that I could make just as much money doing that as I do currently, but I feel like there would be less job security in a way, and then add in the fact that I'm doing extra wear and tear on my car. I have to get my own health insurance. I just could not justify leaving my current job, especially knowing that I'm part of a retention bonus program right now. So I had a $13,000 retention bonus for my current job, and that was split up over 3 different payments. So if I leave my job now early, then I am giving up the majority of that $13,000, and I did not want to do that. I was really hoping when I applied for the job that this would be a job that they would allow me to do on my days off. I could do a little bit on the weekends and on Mondays. I'm typically off on Mondays. So I thought, okay, if I could do this part-time, kind of get my foot in the veterinary door, I could at least see how it is and potentially decide to go full-time with it later on. But I didn't want to give up that retention bonus, so I just can't leave my current job, y'all, is basically what it boils down to. So I was sad about that. I interviewed for that position, everything was on the up and up. They wanted me, but when it came right down to it, I just can't quit my current job. There's too much security there for me. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and I understand from their perspective, the veterinary company's perspective. They are a relatively new company, and they're small. They're trying to grow, but they would much rather hire just one person full-time as opposed to a full-time person and a part-time person, or 2 part-time people to handle all of the demand that they have in the Charlotte area. So I get it, it's a business thing, but I'm just sad that it didn't work out better for me. So yeah, all of that to say that y'all can see that I clearly keep an eye open for opportunities that are around me, and eventually something's gonna hit, something will connect that will work for me. So while I don't have a second job right now, it's not to say that it couldn't change in the future. And now that I am in the system with this travel healthcare group that I had applied for the local travel ultrasound job, if anything pops up in the future that I could do in addition to my current job, then it should be a whole lot faster for me to get my application in there, interview for it, and see what happens. So no major changes to report right now, but as always, things could change in the future. If the last few years have taught me anything, it is that as much as I like to plan and prepare and calculate and have my spreadsheets and feel like I'm in control, life changes. So I have learned to go with the flow a little bit. I am not a natural when it comes to that. it is something that I am forced to do. I would much rather have things that are predictable happening around me. But yeah, life has continuously showed me that that is not going to be my path. So I'm just learning to go with the flow as I go. So that is enough rambling for this video. That should cover it for the second job update. I appreciate you watching as always if you've made it to the end of this video. And I'll catch you in my next one, which will be the low spend and financial goals progress update for 2023. See you guys there. Bye, y'all.